All right, let's just jump right in. We've all been there, right? The new person on the job, feeling kind of lost, trying to learn everything from scratch. It's usually slow, it's definitely stressful. But what if a brand new employee could perform like a seasoned pro from day one? Today, we're going to look at a technology that's making that happen, and it's completely changing the way we think about training people. Forever, the way we've trained people on the job is the look over my shoulder method. You know the drill. A new person shadows an expert, trying to soak up all their knowledge just by watching. It's the classic way of doing things. But as we're about to see, it's filled with hidden problems, and frankly, it's just not that efficient. Seriously, think back to it. That feeling of constantly having to ask, am I doing this right? Or, hey, sorry, can you show me that one more time? You feel like you're slowing everyone down, and the expert who's supposed to be training you is losing precious time they could be using for, expert-level work. It's a feeling we all know, and it's super stressful. So when you really break it down, this old method has three huge flaws. First, it completely ties up your most valuable people, your senior experts. Their time is spent watching someone else work, not solving big problems. Second, it's a productivity killer for two people, the trainer and the trainee. And finally, the actual knowledge that gets passed down, it can be all over the place. What one expert thinks is critical, another might totally forget to mention. Okay, so this is where things get really interesting. We're not talking about some small improvement to the old system. We're talking about a complete game changer, and it's powered by augmented reality. And look, this isn't some far-off sci-fi idea. It's a real, practical solution to the exact problems we just talked about. Let's see how it works. So what in the world are AR-guided instructions? Well, imagine putting on a pair of smart glasses or just holding up a tablet. The camera sees what you see, and the system overlays digital instructions. We're talking arrows, highlights, even 3D models, right on top of the real-world equipment in front of you. It's basically like having a digital expert pointing out exactly what to do every step of the way. And here it is. This is where it all clicks. That problem of depending on experts? Gone. New hires are empowered to work on their own, right away. That productivity slowdown? Solved. Your experts are now free to focus on the stuff that really matters. And that inconsistent training? It's replaced by a standardized, perfect procedure that's delivered the exact same way every single time. Okay, the idea sounds amazing, but how does this actually play out in the real world? Like on a factory floor or in a complex lab? Let's walk through the actual process of a new employee using one of these AR guides to get a job done. In this new world, you've really got three key players. First, there's the new employee. They're the learner. Then you have the expert, who's already put their knowledge into the system, so they're now free to do other things. And finally, you have the AR guide system itself, which acts as the perfect digital trainer and, as we'll see, the perfect record keeper. So here's the journey, laid out in 6 simple steps. A manager assigns the task. The employee just starts up the guide. They follow these super clear visual cues, literally seeing where to turn a screw or which cable to connect. And this is the magic part. As they work, the system automatically takes pictures or videos to prove each step was done right. They get instant feedback, and they complete the job perfectly, all without a supervisor breathing down their neck. It's real autonomy from day one. Now, this all sounds fantastic in theory, but what about the results? Does this fancy new method actually make a difference to the bottom line? Let's shift gears and look at the hard data, because the numbers are pretty staggering. You can see it right here. The impact is immediate, and it is huge. When you compare it to the old way of doing things, AR-guided training just crushes it, drastically cutting down the time it takes for a new person to get fully up to speed. We're not talking about shaving off a few hours here and there. We're talking about a fundamental acceleration of the whole process. Let's put a hard number on it. Companies using this technology are seeing a 25 to 45% reduction in the time and effort it takes to onboard someone. Just stop and think about that for a second. What that means for cost savings, for getting products out the door faster, for just being more efficient. It's a massive, massive advantage. And it's not just about speed, it's about getting it right. First time right is a huge deal in any industry. With these guides, new employees aren't just faster, they're way more accurate. And that means fewer costly mistakes, less wasted material, and a giant drop in the amount of rework that has to be done. Oh, and here's a huge bonus, especially for anyone in a regulated industry like aerospace or medicine. Because the system is documenting every single step automatically, you get a perfect, uneditable audit trail. It's digital proof that every procedure was followed exactly as it should be, which makes things like compliance audits an absolute breeze. So, when you put all of these pieces together, it's pretty clear we're not just looking at a cool new training gadget. This technology is fundamentally changing our expectations for what a new employee can do, and, just as importantly, how our most experienced people should be spending their time. This is, quite literally, the new standard of work. It really all boils down to these three incredible outcomes. One, your newest people perform complicated jobs like they've been doing them for years. Two, you get automatic digital proof of compliance for every single action. And three, you unlock the true potential of your senior staff, letting them focus on innovation and solving big problems instead of just repeating the same training lesson over and over again. And that kind of leads us to this final, really exciting question. We've seen how AR can pretty much perfect the process of training. But if we can guide any action and document it perfectly, what's next? What other complex workplace processes are just waiting to be transformed? Maintenance, quality checks, complex assembly? The possibilities are, well, they're pretty amazing to think about.